how much the students get done and stuff like that. What up, guys? I don't know, what we say? What up, peeps? I'm back. I forgot about that. Okay, so today we continued our whole discussion of multi-step equations. But we're done with we're done with decimals, we're done with regular multi-step equations with variables on both sides. Then we did decimals, and now we're jumping into the beast that is multi-step equations with fractions. Now in class, I gave you this worksheet. Okay, I'm just going to go over a couple of them that we did in the worksheet. If you were absent, what I suggest is just copy the problems on your notebook, and then what I would do is I'm going to write down all the other problems that were in the worksheet and just solve them in your notebook. How's that? So let's go over 3 problems right here. So the first one we have is this one. So we have 4/5 x minus 3 equals 2/5 x plus 9. Okay, so this is what we have right now. If you notice, it looks intimidating. It looks hard. But actually, these problems are very easy. They're not hard at all. So I created this poster. Let me show you this poster. Bring it up. Show Mr. Salazar. So in order for you to solve a multi-step equation, here it is. We have to eliminate any decimals or fractions that are in the problem. Okay, so we don't like working with fractions. But to make it easier, we want to get rid of them. Now, a lot of you guys brought up the idea of, well, don't copy this. A lot of you guys brought up the idea of like, well, can I just turn the fraction into a decimal? Which you could. 4/5 becomes 0.8x minus 3. 2/5 becomes 0.4x if you turn that into a decimal. And that becomes a plus 9. Then, obviously, you look at the largest place value, which is a tens place, then multiply all of them by 10. And that's how you would figure out the answer. You could, but not all of the fractions are going to be that easy, especially when they don't have the same denominator. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to eliminate the fractions by multiplying by the denominator, by the common denominator. In this case, notice that they both have a common denominator of 5. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply this side by 5. You're also going to multiply this by 5. But the same way we did decimals, we have to multiply all the terms by 5. And you're going to see what happens. So times this by 5, times this by 5. So everybody gets multiplied. The biggest mistake students make is they forget to multiply the terms, the constants. We call them constants. But don't forget to do that. So let's go ahead and multiply this. Remember, we just multiplied the numerators. That's what you learned in 6th grade. 5 times 4 is 20x. Divided by 5. The 5 stays the same. The denominator stays the same. 5 times 3 is 15. The minus stays the same. 5 times 2 is 10. So this is your 10x divided by 5. Okay, it stays the same. The denominator stays the same. And then 5 times 9 will give you your 45. Okay? You're going to notice something special that's going to happen. The reason why we multiplied everybody by 5 is that something special is going to happen. These guys right here will be reduced down. I went like this in 6th period, I think. They will be going down. They're going to be reducing down. 20 divided, because this is division, 20 divided by 5 becomes 4x. Do you see that? That nasty fraction, by multiplying by a common denominator, became a whole number. This one we didn't touch. Drop it. Minus 15. 10 divided by 5 is 2x. 2x. And then drop this 45. And look at this, peeps. Now it's a problem that you know how to do. We just eliminated the fractions by multiplying by the common denominator. Now we have a nice problem. So let's go ahead and solve it. This is the part where I'm going to go a little bit fast just because you should already know how to do this. Draw the barrier. And look, the rules are right here. Eliminate fractions by multiplying by the common denominator. Box the biggest denominator, the biggest variable. So that means this one has to jump over here and come over here. So the inverse operation of a positive 2x is a minus 2x. Let's do this too. Minus 2x. That cancels out. It becomes a 0. 4x minus 2x is just 2x. Drop the minus 15 on the same spot. Drop the equal sign on the same spot. and then drop the 45 on the same spot. Okay, the next step is, keep on going, we're almost there. Barrier, circle, focus on this side because that's where the bubble is. Who's not inside the bubble? Well, the 2x is not inside the bubble. So, I'm sorry, something's wrong with me today. The one that's not inside the bubble is the minus 15. So the inverse of minus 15 is positive 15, positive 15. That becomes a 0. I'm going to move over here. 2x is equal to 45 plus 15 is 60. We're almost done. Remember, the last step is always division step. X will equal to 30. So that's how you solve a multi-step equation with fractions that have the same denominator. Let's do another one. Remember, the whole idea is to get rid of fractions, you just multiply by the denominator. That's it. Honestly, that's the only thing you have to do. For decimals, you have to multiply by the highest power. So the next problem we have on the worksheet is 5/8x plus 3 equals negative 3/8x minus 3. Okay? Could you get special cases here, special answers? Yes, you can. You could get the many solutions, no solutions, or one solution. Right? So here we go. We look at these. Are these identical twins? No. 5/8 is not the same as negative 3/8. So we won't get this like special case. So we're only going to get one solution. Now we have to eliminate the fractions. In order for you to eliminate the fractions, you have to multiply by the common denominator. First of all, do these fractions have common denominators? They do. They both have a denominator of 8. So let's multiply this by 8, this by 8. Everybody, not just one of them, everybody. It's like the decimal ones. Okay? So there you go. Now let's go ahead and start working this out. 8 times 5 is 40, so this becomes 40x over 8. We don't multiply the denominator. You learned that in 6th grade. So technically this is what I'm doing. It's 8 times 5 over 8. We put a 1 over it, so 8 times 5 is 40. 1 times 8 is 8. Okay, next one, 8 times 3 is 24 equals 8 times 3 is 24 x over 8. Bring down the negative. Okay, don't start doing some fancy stuff with the negatives. You keep the negatives, okay? You keep the same sign. 8 times 3 is 24, and again, that's negative as well, okay? At first you're like, dang, this is nasty. These problems, you make the problem worse. But we're gonna reduce. By reducing it, you're gonna see some nice stuff happening. 40 divided by 8 is 5. So this is 5x. Drop to 24 because can't do anything with it. 24 divided by 8 is 3. Just bring the negative, okay? And then the minus 24, drop it. And look at this. Now it's an equation that you know how to solve. Simple. This beast became a simple little beast. Easy. Good. So this one, box the largest variable, which is this one. Draw the barrier. This guy wants to come over here, so we have to do the inverse operation. So we do the inverse operation of a minus 3x by doing a positive 3x. This cancels out. 5x plus 3x is your 8x. 8x. Drop everything that's here. Drop it. So plus 24 equals, that's a minus 24. We're almost there. Bubble in your, circle your variable. Who's not inside the bubble? Well, the 24 is. So the opposite of a positive 24 is negative 24. Negative 24. These cancel out. So then it's going to be 8x equals, and some of you guys are like, oh, it's 0. It's not 0. You have the same sign. If you have the same sign, add them. So technically this should be negative 48. Because you have 24 negatives and 24 negatives, you have 48 negatives. Divided by 8. Divided by 8. Therefore, x equals 48 divided by 8 is 6. Okay? And then if you use the bear, negative divided by positive, negative divided by positive is negative. So this answer is negative 6. Okay? So it's pretty much the same steps, just that we're dealing with like more integers. Let's do one more, and that will wrap it up for this video. Again, I'm just doing the problems that are in the worksheet that I gave you today in class. If you were absent, copy these in your notebook, and then I'll write down all the problems that were in the worksheet here. So the next problem is negative 3/7 m minus 4/7 equals negative 1/7 m minus 6. So this is what you have right here, okay? We have fractions, we have to eliminate the fractions. So the way we eliminate fractions is by multiplying by the common denominator. Notice that the common denominator here that they share is 7. So I have to multiply all of these by 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay, everybody gets multiplied by 7. So 7 times 3 is 21. 21m over 7. Keep the negative. Okay, the negative, you cannot just erase it. You have to bring it down. 7 times 4 is 28. Keep the negative. Put the 7 down. Equals 7 times 1 is 7. 7m. Keep the negative. And then 7 times 6 is minus 42. Okay, so that's what you have. Now, a lot of you guys were asking me, this is a lot of work. Like, can I skip this step? Yes, you actually could skip this step. But the reason why I would skip it is because when you have unlike denominators, this step is going to help you out a lot. So, I mean, personally speaking, I do this step in my head. So I could do like 7 times 3 is 21, and then 21 divided by 7 will be 3. So, yes, you could do that in your head, but I suggest you just follow this route. This is just the safest way. 21 divided by 7 will give you 3. Don't forget to bring the minus, okay? 28 divided by 7 is 4. Bring the minus. Equals 7 divided by 7 is 1. Bring the minus. And then the minus 42, there it is. Now it's a problem that hopefully you know how to do. So circle the big variable, which is this guy. Whoa, let me use a different marker. A negative 1m. So the inverse operation of a negative 3m is a positive 3m. Positive 3m. Okay? So this cancels out. Same sign or different signs? Different. So that's going to become 2m. Right? Different sign, subtract. Keep the sign of the bigger number, which is positive 3. Drop everything. So drop the minus 4. Drop the minus 42. Okay? We're almost done. Circle the variable, barrier, add plus 42, add plus 42. So plus 42, plus 42. Those cancel. So then you're left with 2m equals, different sign subtract. So 42 minus 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 38. And I think it's positive 38, yeah, because that one's bigger. You have more positives. Divide by 2. Divide by 2, so you guys could use a calculator, but don't get so dependent on that calculator. I saw today a lot of you guys in class were like, you just got the calculator and trying to do everything. Try not using the calculator. M is equal to 19. And that's how you solve a multi-step equation with fractions with like denominators. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to write down the problems for those people that were absent today, so you could solve them in your notebook. So that when you come back the next day, tomorrow, you're like, look, I did the homework. Okay, and I'm also going to write down the answers so that you could check yourself. Okay? It's like extra practice, I guess. So here we go. Number 1. I gave you 1/7 k minus 6 equals 3/7 k plus 4. The answer was k is equal to negative 35. Number 2. Negative 5/6w minus 2 equals negative 2/6w minus 1. The answer was negative 2. Number 3. 3/5 d minus 2 equals negative 2 minus 3/5 d. This is d is equal to 0. Number 4, negative 1/4 x minus 8 equals negative 1/4 x plus 8. This was no solution as the answer. Number 5 was 3/4 m minus 2/4 equals 1/4 m minus 4. This answer was m equals negative 7. Give you time to copy those down. Have to write 5 more. Technically the worksheet has 12, but you got those down? Okay, let's go ahead and do number 6 through 10 now. Number 6. 9 plus 3/2x equals 7/2x minus 7. The answer was 8. 7. Negative 3/8x minus 4. Oh, my hand hurts. Equals negative 1/8x minus 5. The answer is 4. Number 8. Negative 10 minus 10 minus 4/5 y equals 1/5 y plus 8. The answer is y equals negative 18. See what I do for you guys? Writing down your homework and your answers. You're welcome. Number 9. Good job, Mr. Hernandez. So nice. Helping your kids be successful in math. You're welcome. Negative 4/7z, that's a z, minus 2 equals negative 3/7 z plus 3/7. That answer is negative 17. So I'll give you time to copy. Okay, erase this. Number 10. And last one. I gave you 2/3 b plus 1/3 equals 1/3 b plus 2/3. The answer here was 1. You know what? Might as well just give you the last. Well, the homework was up to 10. But let me just give you number 11. It has mixed numbers. So obviously you have to turn these mixed numbers into improper fractions. 4 3/5 x plus 4/5. And the answer for this one was 1. Okay, so that's it. Like I said, that's how you solve multi-step equations with fractions with like denominators. On the next video, we're going to go over solving multi-step equations with fractions with unlike denominators. But the process will be the same, but I'm going to add one more step. And that's it.